How's it going, guys? Stolen 21, Red Dragons 21. I am actually driving right now. I'm driving to my girlfriend's house. It's about a half hour or so away. But in the meantime, I figured, instead of listening to the radio today, I'm going to give you guys a little prediction of what I think is going to happen in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. We're gonna jump right into it here. It's the first round of the 2012 Stanley Cup playoffs in the very first series, 1 versus 8 of the Eastern Conference. I live in the East. The number 1 ranked New York Rangers will be taking on the Ottawa Senators. That game starts tonight. It's actually the second day. There were a few games yesterday that I did get to catch a little bit of. But first, we're going to talk about the Rangers and the Senators, who start their play tonight in about 3 hours. So maybe even possibly by the time this video goes up, the series will already be underway. I think the Rangers are going to take it. Not only that they're going to take it, I think they're going to take it in decisive fashion. I say 5. Main reason being, Anderson's got to keep up with Henrik Lundqvist, and I think that's really going to happen. The Rangers have a nice core depth. Brandon Prost is having a great season. Henrik Lundqvist is having the best season of his career, and he always plays well. But the only problem is, the only thing that's really going to hurt him is he's never been known as a playoff contender. He's always been kind of a playoff choker. It's kind of really the way it's been for the past few seasons with the New York Rangers. But I do think the Rangers are going to easily walk out of the first round in 5 games. I think that the Rangers are going to win the first 3, and then Game 4 in Ottawa is going to be a really close game right to Ottawa, and then Game 5 they're just going to mow over them and win 4-1 or something, and they're going to win back at the Garden in Game 5. That's what I think is going to happen for the New York Rangers versus the Ottawa Senators. The only thing that would really, contradict that is the fact that the Senators had a really great record against the Rangers this year. I believe they went 3-1. But I do think the Rangers are going to win this one in 5. Next up is the Boston Bruins taking on the... Who the hell are they playing? I'm drawing a blank. The Capitals. The Washington Capitals. I think Alexander Ovechkin and the Capitals are going to defeat the higher-seeded team. I really think that the Washington Capitals have what it takes to defeat the Boston Bruins. I don't think the Bruins are, what they were last year. I do believe that the Boston Bruins are not capable of handling the offense that Washington has. The only thing that Washington is a little lesser on is the goaltending. Neuwirth is not anywhere up to the par that Timmy Thomas is, but I think that this series is going to go 6. I do believe the Capitals will take this one, and we're going to see what happens. But personally, I think Washington's going to take this one in 6. And moving on to the 3rd place Florida Panthers taking on my New Jersey Devils. This series is interesting in the sense that, the last time the Florida Panthers were in the playoffs was against the New Jersey Devils back in 2000. The Devils swept them in 4 games, went out to win the Stanley Cup, their 2nd Stanley Cup. I don't know what this guy is doing. That guy he's trying to get over. What an idiot. He doesn't know where he's going. I don't know what that guy was doing. We're on the Garden State Parkway now. On the highway. So I think that the New Jersey Devils are going to mow over the Panthers again. I say this one goes 4 games. I say the Devils are going to sweep this one. I don't believe that the Panthers have what it takes to keep up with the Devils, and I don't think that they don't have. I mean, the goaltending is a problem because they don't even know who they're going to start. It's going to be a game-time decision, I think, honestly, between Theodore and Clemenson. Clemenson has had a great record against the Devils, and with the Devils, in fact. But I think that the starting game is going to go to Theodore, who is going to have a horrible game 1. They're going to throw Clemenson in for the 2nd game. It's going to be a little bit closer, but he's still going to get the Devils are still going to get the win. And then the next 2 back in Jersey, the Devils are just going to dominate from start to finish. I don't see the Panthers getting out of the first round of this one. Main reason being is they don't have the depth that the Devils have. The Devils have 3 lines that can score goals. They have a 30-goal scorer in 3 of their 4 lines. So that's where we stand with that one. We're going to move on now to the 4 versus 5, a game that has already happened. The Flyers won yesterday. Now, I predicted a 7-game series, and I still think it's going to go a 7-game series. The only prediction that I was wrong on with this series on my blog is I said that the home team was going to win every game of this series, because I thought the Consol Energy Center was just going to be a monster of a place to play for the Penguins. And I thought that that 7th man out there, the fans, was going to be just too much for the Flyers to handle. And I thought this series was going to be a home team winner series. But, obviously after game 1, it hasn't gone that way. But I also predicted that 3 of the 7 games were going to go into overtime. One's already gone there. And the Flyers won game 1. But I do still think the Penguins are going to win this series in 7. I think the Penguins can pull this one out just by the skin of their teeth, just beat the Philadelphia Flyers. So we're going to move on to the Western Conference now. The Vancouver Canucks taking on the Los Angeles Kings. Quick, easy answer. The Kings won game 1, but they're going to lose the next 4. I don't think Jonathan Quick has the ability of Luongo. Even though he's proved this year he can be a top goaltender in the NHL, I don't think he's got what Luongo has. So I do think the Vancouver Canucks are going to win this one in 5 or 6, either 5 or 6. I don't see the Kings winning this series, even though they did win game 1 on the road. Moving on, even still, we got St. Louis Blues taking on the San Jose Sharks. St. Louis Blues are going to murder the Sharks. The Blues are riding a tidal wave of momentum ever since that second half where they just dominated. Ever since they fired their coach and hired Kenny Hitchcock, who I thought the Devils were going to pick up as the head coach in the beginning of the season. I thought he was going to be the coach of the Devils. Maybe he should have been. But, Pete DeBoer has really done a great job with the Devils, but we're not talking about the Devils right now. The Blues have been phenomenal. I think the series is going to be 4 or 5. I'm saying 4. I don't think the Sharks have... The Sharks have never been known as a playoff team. They're kind of known as choke artists in the playoffs, and I think that's really going to be the defining factor when it comes to the San Jose Sharks getting eliminated 1, 2, 3, 4. Next up is the Phoenix Coyotes taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. The Chicago Blackhawks are going to dominate the Phoenix Coyotes. I also believe that the Chicago Blackhawks are the most overrated team in the National Hockey League. I don't think they have... I'm not going to get into this. I'm not going to get into how I feel about Chicago. I think they're a great team. They've won a cup. I think they're phenomenal, but they're not as good as people say they are. I played NHL 12 on PS3, and they had Duncan Keith and Brent Seabrook on the Legends team, but no Scott Stevens, no Scott Niedermayer, no Mark Messier. Okay, no Brian Leach. Makes no sense. Anyway, I'm rambling on here, but I do think the Chicago Blackhawks are going to win this series in 6. Okay, moving on to the final series, because I am running out of time here on my time slot. I can only go 10 minutes. I got about a minute left. We're going to really quickly go into the final matchup. That is between the Nashville Predators and the Detroit Red Wings. That series is going to go 7. But I think the Nashville Predators are going to pull it away because they are the younger, fresher, better team, in my opinion. The Detroit Wings are a very old team. They're not a team that has really performed up to their level. And since the Nashville Predators, and I think this one's going to go 7, I think it comes down to one thing, and that comes to home ice advantage. And that goes to the Nashville Predators. I don't think the Predators are going to lose at home because the Red Wings are horrible on the road. At Joe Louis Arena, they have been absolutely unstoppable. But away from the Joe, they have not been performing at their peak. I think this series is going 7. Once again, another series where I believe that the home team is going to win every game, and this one's going 7. That's my final tally. Thanks.